Welcome back. You're watching the full day of TV. I'm Christine Lee, your host at Access Humboldt, and we are live doing over 240 minutes of impact and need statements. We are going live from 1 p.m. today to 7 p.m., and we will be doing replays all month this month to support a rapid response in our current environment for funding for local nonprofits. Today, I am back with Carly Robinson and Laura, no, Robbins, Carly Robinson and Laura Olson from NorCAN. Hello.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for partnering with us. So tell me, just broadly, what is your mission?
NorCAN is an association of nonprofits that, we encourage collaboration. We're all along the North Coast, not just Humboldt County. It serves the area. And we have, we do capacity building for nonprofits and make sure we're shared space and workshops, and we have a listserv for people. So we have lots of things that helps.
Focus is to partner all the different nonprofits we have locally. So there are hundreds, and in our list of alone, it's in the thousands.
Wow. That's a lot of nonprofits for this region.
It is. We have a lot of nonprofits in this region. We have a very giving and caring region.
We do. What are some of the programs you offer together?
Well, we offer workshops and things like grant writing and board development, things like that. And we're starting up some roundtables, executive director roundtables and board leadership roundtables, director of development roundtables, that kind of thing, to help people just have some shared space to learn together. We have a listserv that goes out. We talked about that people can share their events or their things that are happening within the nonprofit community. So that you can post to the listserv and it goes out to, like Carly said, like 1,000 people, which is super great.
So if I wanted to get involved as a starting nonprofit, where would I go to find the listserv? Is that on your website?
Yeah, you can join it from our website. That's norcal-nonprofits.com.
Okay.
NorCal nonprofits. NorCal. There's a hyphen. Nonprofits.com.
You said you have an event coming up. What is the event coming up?
Well, we're putting together a forum. As Laura mentioned, we're trying to support nonprofits and see what the needs are. And right now, there is a lot of fear and uncertainty around a lot of the changes happening for nonprofits and support and resources. So we decided to put together a forum.
Yeah, and we'll have California Association of Nonprofits here. They are coming, their leader, executive director is coming to share kind of the statewide, what's going on across the state. And then Boulder Advocacy, which is an advocacy training organization, will do kind of a training at that forum to help people know how to advocate and know how to do that legally and appropriately. And we want people to be able to, call their legislators and get their voice heard and share their experiences and concerns. So that's part of the goal.
What day is the bar?
It's June 5th.
June 5th.
Thursday, June 5th. It will be at the Elks Lodge in Eureka.
Okay. So nice central location.
Yeah.
Great. And then of course that'll be on your website.
It will be.
The nonprofit, we're building the ship as we're selling the ship. There's so many things in our mind. So it's okay. So do you have any, what helps you sustain your program, first of all?
Well, I mean, participation of nonprofits is one. NorCAN is largely volunteer run. There's some paid staff, but really, the steering committee, which we're a part of, is all just made up of volunteers from different nonprofits trying to represent different voices. That's how we figure out what kind of trainings and workshops to put together, is getting the pulse for what it is that the nonprofits are looking for.
So this is truly a responsive community by the community for the community
Right.
organization.
Yeah.
That's really great. I think that what you're doing is amazing. I'll be using your service. What sparks joy today? What just makes you go, nailed it?
Well, NorCAN does for me. I work for a foundation, but I get a chance to be working with all of these nonprofit leaders that are just so smart and so committed and doing incredible work every single day. So my goal is, on this committee is to really support the people who are out there, in the trenches every day, and it's hard work. It's, it's a lot of work, and that makes me happy to be a part of this community.
And I mean, I come to NorCAN. I'm a director of a local nonprofit. So lately, there's been many meetings between local nonprofit leaders because we have lots of concerns about things that are happening right now. And just having that connection and that outlet to talk to people who have similar concerns, are working in similar fields, or that we partner with, to know that you're not alone on navigating these waters, but also see, where are the areas that we can partner, where can we help one another as we try and ride these waves of everything that's coming.
Yeah. Speaking of ways, I mean, thank you for being a lighthouse.
Yeah, right. We need that, believe me. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So do you ever fundraise as an organization?
No, we really don't, because we don't want to fundraise in competition with the very nonprofits that we're trying to support. We try to go out and just get some individual grants, small grants, and we piece it together. We have a very part-time staff person who works really hard, but the rest of it is volunteer, and so it's really a shoestring operation. But that's really what we want. We don't really need to have a big organization. It's really to help people get in relationship with each other and, be able to know each other and work together.
Occasionally, if we have something big coming up, we look for sponsors.
Yeah.
Laura was a big
Event
part of
sponsors.
a conference for the nonprofit community we did last year.
Yeah, we got some sponsors for that. If we do something like that, often we can get a sponsor or do a partnership. We do a lot of partnerships. We've done mixers with partners like the Humboldt Senior Resource Center, where they host it, and we bring, nonprofit partners, and that kind of thing works out really well too.
Yeah.
It's creativity.
You have your finger on the pulse. Yeah, it sounds like you have so many organizations that you work.
Yeah.
What do you think one of the biggest challenges is facing this region for the nonprofits in general?
Well, right now it's funding. I mean, I think it just is. I mean, you just have to call it what it is. There's some uncertainty right now about funding streams, and that is, that's always an issue with nonprofits. But I think right now we're just trying to figure out how things are going to fall out over time. I think the other, some other things are kind of just staffing and leadership, and we see a lot of our executive directors getting older and moving, into retirement, and where's the next generation? We have to build the next generation of leaders into, what we do.
Yeah, that's going to be extremely important in the next 5-10 years, especially I think, with our aging population that we do have here. There's such a wealth of knowledge, and that's going to need to be passed on to the next generation to sustain these organizations.
For sure.
So I'm really glad that we have you as a resource.
Yeah.
After that change. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for participating with us today on Bold Day TV. Again, we're just really glad to have you participating with us. Thank you so much. Getting the word out to nonprofits for us. We just want to make sure that everybody knows that, we are your community media center, and, by our charter, we offer our services to all the nonprofits at extremely low prices and free for some things like today.
Yeah.
All right. And so it's really nice to have you on the team.
We appreciate you. Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much for that, for all you do in the community.
We'll be right back after these messages.